I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. You let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift.
I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
Rumors about tension between Jay-Z and 50 Cent been floating around forever, and now 50 is spinning the block on all those old stories with fresh heat.
You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel, and Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing it. Like, oh shit. Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top of me. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and being seen, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back. I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
He's calling out the whispers, the side-eye moments, and the behind-the-scenes moves that kept their rivalry buzzing for years. He's also shining a bright light on the power plays in the industry and just how deep Jay-Z's influence runs through the business.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That's beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy. Me.
According to 50, plenty of folks in the music world kept their distance when things got heated between them, and he's now pointing directly at the moments and people he feels got caught in the crossfire. This whole thing is sparking new curiosity in a clash that's been part of hip-hop history for decades. That wild moment when someone said, what would you have? No, we'd had altercation, still keeps people guessing. Industry talk been saying for years that things got shaky when 50 Cent was added to the Super Bowl lineup, with claims Jay-Z wasn't fully on board until Eminem himself pushed hard for 50's spot.
But you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, Diddy, but all that crazy shit going on. But, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
you didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hate. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. I don't know
because of what some of the.
I mean,
the back and forth,
it's competition. You got to think 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole
50 was
sneaker
50
thing?
was always competition for. Then remember Jay said, "Yo, 50's coming." He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember he came after. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G Unit came, and people might G Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
Whether the rumors got twisted or folks just misunderstood the situation, the story keeps blowing up every conversation about these two giants. And a lot of fans see Eminem as the one who always stood 10 toes down for 50 throughout their whole journey. Even with all his success, people still praise 50 Cent for how he looks out for the ones around him.
Are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal. So I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
Tony Yayo himself said 50's a rap legend who stays real and reachable for the artists coming up in the culture. Meanwhile, some fans say Jay-Z carries himself like a distant, larger-than-life figure, and that difference in energy makes the contrast between these two icons even louder in the community. Jay-Z has always been seen as a sharp, business-minded strategist, with critics saying a lot of his moves are all about stacking power and keeping influence on lock.
Eva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. She's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now that's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Pound the Replay. And he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs, I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Won't you break down the difference between that? Because, the viewing public might not understand that.
Some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing, So I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic. Everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day I was out.
Supporters, though, argue that his whole rise just shows talent, hustle, and discipline. But even then, some folks in the industry, including 50 Cent, have questioned the polished image around Jay-Z's relationship with Beyoncé, calling it a partnership that feels highly calculated in their eyes. Fans see them as one of the strongest power couples in music, no doubt, but Jay-Z showing up at major events like the Grammys more and more keeps sparking talk about how he protects his legacy and stays looking untouchable in the industry. That whole idea of him maintaining a certain image has been debated for years, and it still gets people fired up.
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not, but she was around. And she's very, she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
Come on, bro. The industry chatter around Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship has sparked endless debates. Some critics push the idea that their partnership was crafted to boost their careers, while fans swear their connection is real and built to last. On top of that, rumors about Jay-Z's fidelity keep resurfacing, boosted by tabloids and online noise, even though nothing has ever been proven or confirmed.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
That's right. To us, Black excellence.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Come on, bro.
Similar talk circles around Rihanna's early days too, with people revisiting how some young artists get introduced to the industry and how those power dynamics shape their first steps. These conversations keep popping up in fan circles, adding to the wild mythology and controversy that always surrounds major entertainment figures.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like, they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Why? Back in December 1999, Jay-Z hit major headlines after he was accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera during an altercation at the Kit Kat Club in New York City. A case that drew intense media attention and still gets brought up whenever his past is discussed. He later ended up pleading guilty to a misdemeanor tied to the situation, and that moment still stands as one of the most talked about chapters from his early rise. It's a piece of Jay-Z history that fans and critics bring up anytime the conversation gets real.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies. Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that. Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. After that, he got some shit he's like drinking. His pictures were thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades
because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Over the years, Jay-Z has openly admitted he made mistakes in his relationship with Beyonce, and every time he speaks on it, the discussion blows up again. Things got even louder after that legendary elevator footage from the 2014 Met Gala after party leaked, the clip where Solange is seen confronting Jay-Z while Beyonce stays calm right next to them. That moment lit the entire internet on fire, sparking non-stop debates about their family dynamics and what might have gone down to trigger that confrontation. Fans and industry folks been speculating for years about how complex Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship really is, especially with their personal and business lives being so public. Any rumor involving other major artists only poured more energy into the conversation, making everything feel even more mysterious. And the way Beyonce keeps her cool in public, no matter what people say, just makes the whole situation feel even more layered. All these pieces together keep people debating whether their bond is built on business strategy, personal loyalty, or a mix of both, and that mix is exactly why the world stays locked in on this power couple. Speculation around Jay-Z's personal life just keeps spinning through the media, with rumors involving big-name figures popping up every few months and sending the internet into a frenzy. Fans and industry watchers always point to these stories as proof that when you reach Jay-Z's level of fame, every tiny move gets magnified, turning normal situations into headline drama. It keeps people talking non-stop about power, privilege, and the messy line between someone's public image and their private reality in the music game. A new legal filing just added fresh fuel to the conversation, dragging Jay-Z into a lawsuit from October that claims an assault happened at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party back in 2000. Jay-Z denied everything straight up, calling the allegations false and saying any real investigation should run through criminal channels, not civil lawsuits. He even called out the attorney involved, saying they were trying to use his name for their own shine, which only made the situation even louder. The filing brought back all those debates about how high-profile cases hit the entertainment world and how celebrities get put under a microscope the second something serious drops. Most people in the industry are staying quiet like they always do when things get sensitive, but 50 Cent? He's not one of them. He speaks his mind every time. On a recent episode of the Flagrant podcast, he went in on the culture of silence in the music world, saying too many people keep their mouths shut just to protect their brand. His blunt take added even more spark to his long-running rivalry with Jay-Z and exposed the deeper layers of influence, control, and unspoken beefs that been shaping hip-hop behind the scenes for years. 50 Cent didn't hold back at all on Big Boy TV. He went straight at Jay-Z with that trademark sharp humor and fearless attitude that only he can pull off. He cracked jokes about Jay-Z's new style choices, comparing them to wild artistic trends, and he made it clear he's never scared to speak on anything. Most people in the industry would never even think about talking like that. But 50? He got no filters and no boundaries. If something's on his mind, he's gonna say it loud. Jaguar Wright has also been speaking on her own experiences in the music world, especially from her time working around Jay-Z. She paints him as extremely calculated and tough in business, the type of figure most people don't dare challenge. Her take just adds even more layers to the ongoing talk about power, strategy, and hierarchy in hip-hop, showing how the industry can shape careers and reputations in ways most fans never see. And 50 has always pointed out the tight connection between Jay-Z and Diddy, calling them two major forces running in the same lane. But in his eyes, the difference is the way they move. Jay-Z operates quietly, making strategic behind-the-scenes plays, while Diddy's moves are loud and in full view. That contrast shows how influence can look completely different depending on who's holding it. But one thing about 50 Cent and his whole team, they don't care about clout, fame, or who you're linked to. He says what he wants, whenever he wants, even when everyone else stays silent. And every time he talks, he exposes a side of Jay-Z that rarely shows itself in the public eye. If you're rocking with this breakdown, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button, share the video, and jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation.